There we go. Okay, so Vedic art. This is a beautiful quote from Vedic Art's founder, Kurt Schellman. Vedic art does not teach how to paint. It reminds you that you already know how to paint, and gives you a way to remember how art can be created and how your life can be created. Because once you learn to create art in your own specific way, you will be able to learn to create your life. Now, so Vedic art is an intuitive painting method that allows you to connect to your heart and let your inner world manifest on empty canvas. It's a self-development tool, as I said. It is about getting to know yourself. It's about finding the skills that you have inside of yourself, and it's about finding your own way of self-expression. In Vedic art, we do not teach about painting, so there is no techniques being shown. There is no specific artsy stuff. So in that way, you don't have to be an artist, as people think that you have to be an artist to paint. You just have to have a willingness to get to know who you are and to express yourself. And everybody has a need to express themselves. Self-expression is not just about art, it's not just about painting or creating music or writing. Self-expression is about how you dress, it's about what words you use to speak, it's about your passions, what passions you're sharing with the world. So everybody has something inside of themselves that they want to express outside. So Vedic art allows you to connect to it, to find what it is that is your own voice, your own way of expressing yourself, your own way of existing in the world. And everybody is an artist in this way because we all have the need to self-expression. Let me see. So just from a logistic point of view, Vedic art is divided in two levels. So level one is a foundation level where you learn about 17 Vedic principles. Vedic art is based on 17 Vedic principles. So this is a very old spiritual knowledge. Every principle has exercises attached to them. And also every principle has a quote that allows you to connect to your subconscious mind and opens up those areas of self-expression in your subconsciousness. So during the first level of Vedic art, the foundation level, you just get to experience the principles. And then if you want to keep going, you can go on to the second level. Second level is very similar to the first because exercises are the same, but your understanding of the principles is a bit different. You connect to more to how the principles can help you in life, because every principle can be experienced through art, but then once you experience it through art, you learn how it can help you create a more conscious life, more happy life, a life with passion, a creative life. And then each of the courses last about 30 hours. So before the whole lockdown and COVID situation, I was teaching it in person, and now we're all moving online because that's the way it is right now. So it's about 30 hours. So when I teach it online, I divided it into 15 classes, and the class meets once a week. And then if you want to become a teacher, you're more than welcome to. You can just, you need to experience the first couple levels. And then if you're interested in teaching the method to others, you can just let me know. So you don't need any experience to participate. You don't need to think that you know how to create art. You don't need to know any techniques. Usually it's actually better for people not to know how to paint, because if you have gone to an art school, you have preconceived ideas about what art is supposed to be like. And you tend to follow those ideas. If you don't know anything about painting, you are an empty canvas, and you learn your own ways to create specific things, your own methods, your own techniques, because there is not just one way to a goal, to an end result. Like we can create one thing through 10,000 different ways. And it is all about how you create it. It's about you connecting to the process of creating that is life-changing. Let me see, next one. So the 17 principles, sometimes people ask me what the 17 principles are. You cannot explain principles through words. Principles need to be experienced through practical exercises. The 17 principles come from Maharishi, the yogi of the Beatles, who introduced the principles to Kurt Schellman, a Swedish artist, back in the 60s. And Kurt created the course that was approved by Maharishi. In the way the principles are laid out in the course, they take you on a journey within yourself. We do not talk about principles like there is no way to read the principles in the book or on the internet. And the reason for it is because if you know the principles, if you know the names of the principles or the quotes for the principles before experiencing it through art, you activate your conscious mind. And the conscious mind is not very objective. Conscious mind has judgment. Conscious mind is connected to different beliefs, and that's not what we want. We want to connect to your heart. We want to connect to your real, true essence. So with the principles, once you experience them in the order set out in the course, once you experience them practically through artistic exercises, you will you'll gain the knowledge of the principles, not just know what they are. You will experience them fully, and you will be able to integrate them into your life. So today I'm going to tell you the first 3 principles, and you get to experience them just in a few minutes. So some of the benefits of Vedic art. You can awaken to your unique gifts, enabling you to unleash the real you. You will remember how to express yourself from within and flow with the creative process. And in Vedic art, it's all about the process. It's not the end result. Once you connect to the process, and the process creates changes inside of you, then you will be happy with the end result. But even if you are not happy with the end result, with the painting that you create, you will be happy with the process, with whatever you went through. So you will still enjoy the experience. Begin to create without demand, planning, or expectations. It's really different to create through Vedic art, because we do not have a specific thing that you need to paint. It's all about the impulse to create, and then we see what happens. Confidence and believing in your own abilities. You will develop a confidence to express yourself, and that translates to your life, because a lot of times we are afraid to speak our mind. We are afraid to speak about who we truly are. And once you experience the confidence of creating and being happy with what you've created, being happy with the process through art, you will become more confident in life to speak up, to tell your truth, and listen to your heart, because heart always knows best. The mind has different beliefs, different patterns that kind of make you do things in a way that's not authentic to you. And the heart, if you connect to your heart and you listen to what your heart wants, you will be connected to the flow of life, and you will be connected to yourself. Return the faith in yourself through acceptance of who you are. Yes, self-acceptance is a very good byproduct of this course, and releasing self-judgment. We judge ourselves a lot nowadays. We try to be perfect. We try to strive for something that is not really our own. And we are perfect the way we are, with all the skills and all the weaknesses and all the happy and unhappy things about us. We are perfect. We are just the way we're supposed to be. So it is all about accepting who we are truly and deeply. Paint your dreams and allow the dreams to manifest for you. When you are connected to creative process, to the flow of life, to the flow of creativity, the creativity can manifest in life in very amazing ways. Liberate from blockages of ego and fears. So as I was saying, like, you'll become very confident to be who you truly are without worrying about what people think of you. It's not a therapy per se, but it is very therapeutic. I don't even want to use the word therapeutic. It is a life-changing process to attend the course, because once you go through all the 30 hours of exercises, all the 17 principles, I don't want to say that you come out a different person. You come out who you truly are. But yeah, you will be different to who you were before you started the course. In result, your heart opens up to show the truth about yourself and your own divine presence. So the history, as I said, Vedic art was created by Kurt Schellman, a Swedish artist, with help from Maharishi, or actually Maharishi encouraged Kurt to create the course. And Maharishi, back in the 60s, he was trying to introduce the spiritual knowledge of the Eastern world to the Western people, but he wanted to do it in a easier way, because back then people were not that open to meditation. They were just finding out about Eastern culture, about Vedas, about spirituality. Like back then, the world was in the economic boom. It was all about economy, material world. So the spirituality was not that present. So Maharishi had an idea that if you introduce spiritual laws of life through art, it will be easier for people to comprehend, to accept them, to bring them into their lives. So in this way, when Maharishi and Kurt met back in the 60s, they joined their forces, and Kurt Schellman created Vedic art. So the first courses began running in 1980s in Hur Castle in Sweden. And the main school of Vedic art is now on Åland Island in Sweden. So every summer there are courses there. The courses now are led by Johannes Schellman, Kurt's son. Kurt passed away in 2010, and he gave the school to his son Johannes, who was basically raised with Vedic art. So he is an amazing person. He was my teacher, and the way he explains Vedic art, it just kind of goes straight into your heart, straight into your subconsciousness, and opens up different areas in your mind. So Vedic art is present in most of the countries in the world now. I have studied with, I have studied in Poland, the first and the second level of Vedic art, and afterwards I continued to study with Johannes Schellman for the teaching courses. So Vedic art has been brought to Ireland by me in 2012. So I hope to have more teachers of Vedic Ireland soon. We have one teacher in, where is Celia? I think she's in Cavan. And hopefully we'll have more teachers in Ireland soon. So there's just a few pictures of the people who created Vedic art. So there's Kurt Schellman, there is Maharishi, Johannes Schellman, Kurt's son, and my humble person. So there's few rules in Vedic art. First rule is no expectations. So when we create with an impulse to create, but we do not want to influence the result. We just start with an impulse to create and see what happens. Second rule is no judgment. So when we work in a group, the way it works is that there is no commenting on people's paintings. Even if you love someone's painting, whatever they created, we do not share what we think of other people's paintings, because any judgment, good or bad, can influence the person who is creating. If you say that you like somebody's artwork, it's a natural way for people to want to be approved and liked, so they may create more of the same thing. while their heart wants to do something completely different. You don't have to express yourself in just exactly the same way all the time. So now that we are online, there is less of a risk of commenting on paintings, on things that you create. But in an online version, I ask students not to show their paintings to their friends or to their family until they finish the course. So there is no risk of commenting and judgment. Another rule is silence, which can be a bit weird because sometimes people like to create with music, but when we create inner silence during the process of creating a painting, you are able to connect more to your inner voice. So during exercises, we do not listen to music, we do not talk. So there is no chatter in the group when we are creating. And another rule, which is the most important one, is freedom. So with freedom, freedom is about doing what feels right to you in the moment. So if you are presented with an exercise, you are invited to participate in the exercise, but you are not forced to do it. So if you feel like the exercise is not right for you in this moment, or you just don't feel like doing it, or maybe in the moment you feel tired and you want to go for a walk or take a break, you don't have to do it. It's all about freedom. So all the exercises are invitations. They are not musts. There is no must in Vedic art whatsoever. So I'll finish the presentation with this quote: "Art can open doors in heaven. When you are immersed in your work of art, in your inner dialogue, you will find the code of how life can be lived and how to find peace." And that's another quote by Kurt Schellman.